Today I would like to discuss something on ethics in the field of marketing. So we have to do it in the topic is on ethics in marketing, HR, and finance. We will be doing it on marketing today. When I talk about ethics in marketing, I know you are parallelly studying marketing management, and you must have studied product, price, place, promotion, with regard to tangibles, and people physical evidence process with regard to services. Now, when you talk about ethics in marketing, basically when you go by the definition of marketing, the basic fundamental of marketing is to identify need and to fulfill it. If you're doing that, then in any case it's absolutely ethical, nothing more is required. Because if you're identifying the need properly and you're fulfilling it. But it's not that simple. There are a lot of things that come. The one word that you keep hearing again and again is brand. And in brand, you know that brand has a premium. It charges more price. So somebody would say that why should I pay more? I'll quote two examples and then we'll find out how complicated it is. If you're wearing a watch of 500 rupees and it's 12:30, and if you're wearing a watch of let's say 70,000 rupees, it will again show you 12:30. The watch of 50 or 60 or 70,000 rupees will not change the time. So there it goes. How do you differentiate between the two? Because the time remains to be the same. Now, why should you be paying more? Is it unethical for a brand then to charge so much of amount? Do you think there's technology in it? Do you think there's design in it? Now, see if they can justify that 70,000 rupees. Now, again, justification is a mind game. I love watches. So I would love to pay 40,000 or 50,000 rupees for a watch of a Calvin Klein or for that matter of a diesel. You would again argue, so why are you paying? As long as I'm paying, you cannot blame the company. But the question is where there are lot of disparities. So a watch for 500 rupees with the same time, a watch for 50,000 rupees showing obviously the same time, you can argue, and you can again say that this is unethical. But in branding, you have to, before you go into ethics and unethics of it, you have to find out the consumer way of thinking, and if he is ready to pay, which means if you feel that somebody is exploiting by overcharging, but I am ready to get exploited, then you cannot call that person or that company as unethical. So that's the starting point. Second example I want to make is if you have a car of 2 lakh rupees against a car of 50 lakh rupees, there certainly the comfort will come, the convenience will come, the features will come. Not that the features were not in watches, but in car, you're sitting inside the car and you're feeling that it's extraordinary. You're not even feeling the bumps, you're not feeling anything. So there you can actually differentiate between the please ignore the after effects, side effects of sabji walas. It's corona time and they have to sell them. See, there is this background sound subject. So please bear with it. It's a part of online teaching. Right. So now you will ask her then where can we draw the line? So let me tell you, when you see an advertisement, particularly of the drinks that say that it can increase your height or it can lose your weight, these advertisements should only be aired if they have a concrete statistical evidence whereby by drinking ABC my height increased by let's say this much in a period of this much time, then that's ethical. But you see, they tell you a lot of things where they claim that your height has increased, your weight has reduced or will reduce, but they don't. Well, again, the background effect. Well, but it doesn't happen that way. That's where the unethical is. In advertising, we call it superlatives or exaggeration. But no, that's not right. There are various countries where there are strict norms that you can only show the features of product where the feature actually is quantifiable, which means if I am showing uh, a energy drink which can boost my energy to some level, then I should have a data. Or if I am saying that you have this and you increase your height by, let's say, x centimeters, then again you should have data. I'll tell you a classic example which we've discussed in the class also. Uh, when I was 16, 17, I used to use a lot of fairness cream to make myself fair. One such cream was Fair and Lovely. Nothing against Fair and Lovely. They said, 7 दिन में आप गोरे हो जाओगे. I used it, and after 7 days I found I'm the same. So I went to the shop and I said, sir, 7 दिन में मैं गोरा नहीं हुआ. They said, no, ये केवल दिखाने के लिए होता है. So that's why the question is, do we say that in 7 days you will become this? Why can't we say that use it and your skin will become good or better? Then I still kept on using it. Now, I am dark shaded person, so I wanted to become fair so that I could take Lovely on date, but I couldn't become fair, and Bunty took Lovely for date. So Fair and Lovely has just gone. And then you see that now, a recent cases says that it is gender bias, sexist, and they shouldn't come. So that's what I'm saying. You need to understand that whatever claims you are making, you should substantiate. When you say a Royal Enfield or a Bullet, somebody who rides it, and if he crosses the railway track, the train comes from that side, the train will stop because you are on a bullet. Well, you try to do it. You will see the train taking you with the bullet, and you will be up there in the arms of the God. So, but again, marketing people say that it's creativity. So as long as people understand that, that's okay. But really basic ethics is in marketing, particularly in a country like India. Let's take in the Indian pretext and context. We are a very poor country. So, manufacture those products which are required, and then they should be at a very lesser price. For that, cost has to be less, and people have to be educated. If you're doing that, then that's ethics. See, marketing is like what? If another example is a girl wants to marry a boy. She wants to marry a boy who is really handsome. So the question is, you are marrying to the boy's soul or to the boy body? Because boy's soul is the essence, is the product. If the soul is good and the outer body is not, when I say not, I'm not saying one should be ugly. One should be presentable. If not, it works. It works because the product will move, because the concrete of the product is good, the soul is good, so you marry that boy. And if you get a handsome on top of it, which means a good body, then that is icing on the cake, which means the soul is good, which means the core product is good, and the packaging, which means the body, or the boy body, or the handsome that he is good. So that packaging is actually marketing. That's the part. So marketing starts with where? The content, the core of the product. If it's good, that is where you have to be ethical. Make it a very good product, content wise, and then add on the packaging and other things. So which means if it's a beautiful soul with a beautiful body, marketing is done. But you have to choose between a beautiful soul and not so beautiful body. Always go for the soul, because product content lies in the core. So you give a vehicle which is for transportation, rather than adding these all sort of features and increasing the price. In a country like India, that doesn't work. But the Nano is a classic example, where he will say that the price was low and it still didn't work. So these are some things that you need to understand. So identify the need and fulfill it. If you're doing it, that's absolutely ethical. But above that, product, price, place, promotion, which are the four fundamentals: people, physical, evidence, process. As a student, this is also an assignment that I'm giving you. Find out all these seven, come back to me and then tell me where, which are the companies which are actually really you think are working ethically on marketing and which are not working on it. But as I've told you, where you can really make out, so this is unethical. You are having this capsule which says you increase the height and the height doesn't increase. Absolutely unethical. Or if it doesn't increase in the time period, absolutely ethical, unethical. Or if it doesn't increases, because I have never seen, having something and increasing the height or decreasing the weight. It has never happened until and unless you follow, you walk and you talk and you do all sort of things which are natural. So in marketing, there are a lot of gray areas when you talk about ethics. So you need to understand